Hello guys, it's me, Iconic Shadows here, and I'm finally gonna talk about this that I mentioned beforehand in another video. Trying out a new technique for my camera as well. But I finally got that software downloaded on my PlayStation, so I'm experimenting with it. Um, yeah, so that's something. And in this video, we are today going to talk about some of my all-time favourite video games, which I am going to touch on in one of my first edited like top 10 sort of videos that I'm going to be doing as well. But this is sort of, I like to connect my videos in a way, so that's what this one's going to be. Um, so, so a lot of you are going to have heard of quite a lot of these games, but number 10, and this is going to be very similar to the actual list that I do, but at number 10 I'm going to have the overall like WWE games in general, because not only have I enjoyed them and I've been able to create different things and made like a universe mode at one point or another on my channel, as some of you may have seen, but I've been able to meet so many different people. Um, that includes when I've met some of the wrestlers. Yeah, it was just pretty entertaining and a nice little gaming series to get into, and it includes the fact that I like wrestling as well. So, next one that I can think of from the top of my head. Oh, no, I'm just going to hold the camera because it's just messing up. Bit of a realism in these videos, that's what another thing that I like. So, yeah, the next game, rather, that I'm going to talk about is Sonic Generations. And this is a nice game to talk about because not only did I get it for, I believe, Christmas / my birthday, but it also enabled me to talk about all the other Sonic games that I've played before, because they, like a vast majority of them, are all referenced in this one game because of different like characters and levels and excuse me, and different bosses that are in there. So you've got like Sonic, and then you've got his younger self as well. You've got Tails, the younger Tails. You particularly have a boss from Sonic Adventure 1 / Director's Cut called Chaos. But I believe you fight him in his perfect form. But yeah, it's an enjoyable game. I'd even argue if you don't like Sonic that much, you'd be able to play it quite easily and still enjoy yourself with it. But yeah, in general, I'd say it's a good game. There's not much to hate or distaste over it. Although I suppose if you don't like Sonic in general, you may not like it. So next we're going to be saying of I did make notes about this, but yeah, just trying to remember it all. So we've got the series that I was surprising to find out how decent it was, and that's the Digimon Cyber Sleuth series, which is Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory. Now, according to what the game would tell you, both games happen at about the same time, like story-wise. So, for that particular reason, as well as how enjoyable the game is, I'm gonna say that you should give it a go and give it a try, especially if you're into your anime, because you'll enjoy this even more so if you like Digimon, because it's a very enjoyable game. You get to amass a pretty decent selection of Digimon, and I believe you usually use like 3 Digimon at once, but then you've got like another team of different Digimon to also use. But yeah, I'd say this is one of my favourite sort of series of Digimon games that they've done in a while. Now, to connect to this, the next game I'm going to talk about is Pokemon. Now, Pokemon, I'm going to say there's mainly 2 Pokemon games that have stood out. The most recent one, Pokemon Shield, one of the big reasons I am a bit biased because it's based in England, which is where I am from. The sort of like region, it's one of the first times in forever, where the game itself is based on a home console, but the home console it's based on, Nintendo Switch, can also be portable, which I'd say makes it that much more enjoyable because you don't have to play it one way or the other. You can pick whichever way you want to play. And there is still some old Pokemon that return, but controversial wise, there's quite a lot of Pokemon that don't. But even though some of them are going to also return in a DLC that's going to be happening, I think there's going to be two separate ones. I think you buy it in one purchase. And from my understanding, you can easily obtain some of these just via trades. Yeah. And the other Pokemon game, simply because you can go to the old original region Kanto, which is Heart Gold, Soul Silver, which takes place in the second region of Johto, and then you can travel to the first region of Kanto. But yeah, sorry about my sniffling a bit. I've got a bit of a cold. I've been sneezing quite a bit last night when I was playing on Injustice 2, which is another game that's stood out for me because I played the first Injustice a lot. And then Mortal Kombat, which is made by the same people. I played MK9, MK10, and I'm hoping to eventually get MK11. Who knows if I can get footage and a way to play it. Might even play some of the old ones, because I've not actually played any before MK9. Whereas I bet there's a lot of you out there that have played all of them. Because you're probably into your fighting games probably a lot more than I am. I think in terms of shooting games, I don't play that many shooting games. I don't know why. It's just never been overly my type of genre until I'd say two particular shooting games came out, and that's Black Ops 1 and 2. And in terms of a separate gaming genre, Overwatch. Now Overwatch is kind of different. You've got different characters that all do different things. They've got different abilities. In game, they're all called heroes. You select different kind of characters. So, for example, I often go for the support class. Their primary goal is to keep the other characters alive. More often than that, I go for a character called Mercy and another character called Lucio. One does focused healing, the other does an area of healing. So as long as you round Lucio, you do burst healing. And he's also abilities to give people I'm gonna say it's barriers, but I may be wrong on that. I sometimes always forget on what the specifics of that is. And another game that I'm trying to play again, because if you go away from some games for a while, you just lose complete and utter relevance towards it, and you just forget it even existed, and the story becomes forgotten, even though it's a good story. But if you don't keep on top of it and you don't play it consistently, things can be forgotten quite easily. And the game I'm talking about after all this build up is Persona 5. Persona 5, to my knowledge, is a Sony exclusive. It's on the Vita and the PS3, I think, and the PS4. And it's just a really enjoyable sort of JRPG. It's got quite a lot to it. It's just it's one of those games that you don't want to talk about too much, but once you played a little bit of it, you do fully understand. Again, I will apologise for my sniffles. But yeah, I am going to do a full-on review of some games at some point or another. So if there's any of these games I've mentioned so far, or that I'm potentially going to mention during this video, just comment down below or message me on my social medias and I'll put it in consideration. But yeah, Persona 5 is an amazing game. I just can't wait till I actually finish it so that I can enjoy it that much more. A game that I've always enjoyed and have completed and played with mods is Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls 5, which compared to Bethesda's other games, mainly being Fallout, I don't know, I've just always enjoyed Skyrim. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's just highly enjoyable to me. I like that sort of fantasy sort of setting. That you start off a blank slate of a character, you build it up and do whatever you want. Speaking of doing what you want, and in terms of anime games again, and one of my favourites, which I will probably talk about even more in other videos, and you've probably seen it in some of my old videos, is the Dragon Ball Xenoverse series. Which, in general, I've always liked Dragon Ball for a very, very long time. And I've played quite a few of their games. But the Xenoverse series made it that much easier to play with other people. You could team up on like quests to obtain certain items. The problem with some of these items were they were very RNG, that they would just randomly drop. There was no guaranteed drops, generally speaking. Now some of the bosses were very, very difficult and very annoying. But sometimes you just had to get the right build on your character to ensure you did enough damage and stuff like that. And yeah, generally speaking, just the way the game was designed and the way you can just interact with other people online made it that much more enjoyable for me. So the appreciation of the game just came from that more than anything else. And you had that many different races to pick from, so you could have different ways to evolve your character. Just past the point of like no return. But if you ever wanted to restart your character, from my understanding you can. And you don't have to be one particular race. They've all got different transformations, and there is some that aren't exclusive to certain characters, which is always a bonus. But yeah, overall, I don't think there's much more in this video I'm going to be saying, but I'm sure it's nice for you guys to finally be able to see in person, from my perspective. Apologies again. What sort of games I'm generally interested in, which, if you've probably figured out already, a lot. Like my housemate recently, who I've been friends with for years. Again, he's looked at how many games that I have, which includes the ones I've played on. It's just like, he was like, oh, I want to borrow a game, what have you got? Let him have a lot. I have quite a few. So he borrowed, I believe, the most recent Assassin's Creed game, and then he said if I want to I can borrow the new Star Wars game, which that helps me quite a lot, because then I can maybe even do a review on that. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this game, guys. For this game sort of wrap up sort of thing. But I'm going to do more videos like this, and I'm going to also do some actual videos on my software that I've got. But yeah, I'll see you soon, guys. My goddamn news. I'll see you soon. Have a great weekend, and remember to always stay as positive as possible. And my Twitter and Instagram and Facebook is the same as my YouTube, Iconic Shadows. See you later, guys. This is Iconic Shadows, signing out.